Nice. All right. So last you left off, uh, you had left Terrebonne after all that business there.
Hang on, wait, wait,
To
wait, 1 second.
yeah,
This must be the way to the sky deck. My microphone was off in OBS. Good thing I caught
wow,
that.
yeah, good thing. All right. So last we left off, you were on your way to you left Terrebonne after all that business there, and you decided no, it was time to make your way over back to Marion to see how everyone else was progressing with their shards of the crystal. On the way, you dropped off Hero's little sister back in Seneca, and you had some, you talked a bit about what was happening. Angelo obviously had gone through a bit of a identity, not I don't know if I call it a crisis, but he cut his hair.
Yeah, I don't know what we'd
Uh,
call it either. An identity realignment.
yeah. And you wound up in Marion, and there in Marion, you met up with Kochi again, uh, who led you to where Fish and Austell were staying, where they relayed to you that they had acquired the shard in the Tenz's sinkhole, but unfortunately, on their way back, they were intercepted by the entourage of none other than Keith Lombard, who they couldn't really argue against taking the crystal from them. And and then they heard that Keith Lombard was on his way to Emberwell, where where the conference for peace is being held, where where he was the last holdout from Tenzis that wasn't letting Tenzis sort of show up to the table there. And it's not known what he plans to do in Emberwell, but you've got some inkling that it might not be good, especially with what the crystal does to people. So you were going to go and intercept him, but then there was a different crisis had come to light, namely that the crystal that Dominica and Arius were after was in Bile Deep and had lodged itself inside of the Hydra and was causing the Hydra to go berserk. And they needed your help. So you decided to go to Yuma as opposed to trying to head off Caith before we got to Emberwell, hoping that you could maybe find a different way to Emberwell than backtracking all the way back through the Emerald Forest and all that. But you went to Yuma, and you found that the situation with the Hydra going berserk was being handled very strenuously by Dominica and the spell swords of the Mirage School, whose head Thistlewick was going to attempt a dangerous journey to across the water to take out the Hydra's thing himself. But then you guys decided to offer up your assistance. You engaged in the fight with the Hydra, and Hero and Scott teleported inside of its body. Scott using his ring to shield them from the acid. And then they found the shard in its stomach, but it was at the bottom of its stomach acid. Scott used his ring's invulnerability power to go down and grab it, but then it ran out before he could surface, and he nearly drowned in acid and died. But Hero got him out of there and then healed him of whatever burn wounds he might have had. And the Hydra then, after trying to let loose one last blast of energy at you, then went back under, seemingly calmed. And you met back up with Thistlewick, who who wants to know exactly what that crystal is, and you're going to talk about it over food because he knows a place back in Yuma.
And it's made someone very nervous.
Yeah, Fish was very, yes, exactly. Fish was very hesitant about coming to Yuma. He said he couldn't possibly go to Yuma and that he wants to avoid some restaurateur or something.
Which Thistlewick was just like, hey, I know a place. Everyone come on down.
And so we
Support
pick up
local
there.
businesses, even if they're from out of town.
Now, Em, what is the name of the place? You would know.
It's actually
It
it-
was
actually.
Go ahead, sweet.
I was gonna say, actually, it's not the place you're thinking. Axe actually opened a burger joint. It's worker owned,
Oh.
so it's not his joint, but you know.
He opened it and left. He just
Yeah.
turned up and threw together a log cabin. It's like, you guys figure it out.
Yeah, no, exactly. Axe built workplace. Axe gifted to workers. Goodbye. Axe is busy red pilling people.
What?
Not red pilling, but, you know,
Coal pilling. Coal pilling.
cold pilling, yeah. Spreading word of cold daddy.
All right. So what is it called, Em?
I guess we're gonna go with because I can't remember what her new last name she took was, but I guess we're gonna go with Dubois. So, Mama Dubois, down home swamp eatery, something like that. But just
Dubois.
Mama Dubois.
He's
Yeah.
a big fan of The Simpsons.
Actually, question: does she like just add on last names? She keeps the old ones. Just
No. She's hiding her real last name. She
Oh, okay.
changed her last name for
Oh,
identity
okay.
You're
concealing.
approaching the restaurant. Fish opens his eyes, sees the name, and is like, "Okay, actually, this might be all right. This might be all right."
Oh no, the irony.
Oh my god, my father was a big fan of the Golden Girls. He loved Beast Boy.
were you a fan?
No.
Yeah, Thistlewick leads you
Angelo loves the Golden Girls.
into the restaurant, where he yells out, "Murray, Murray here."
Murray is, you hear like a lot of yelling from in back. Probably.
Do we,
Or some
but-
wait staff might come out and say something about.
Wait,
Well, I don't know. They
question.
would know this one here. Go ahead.
Yeah, do we hear also sounds of frying pans being thrown around?
No,
Or is
nothing
it-
that bad. Just
We
a
hear
lot
a
of yelling,
variety of
commotion.
southern accents.
You also hear some like what sounds like some loud, almost like someone shaking a wind chime or something in the back.
Hmm.
Huh.
This is very
Hero is very
unfortunate for Swede.
Yeah.
Why is
Here-
this
here-
unfortunate for Swede?
There's a bunch of references he's not
Oh.
getting.
Oh my god, I finally know how it feels to be on the other end.
Well, it's like none of our characters would know what's going on right now. So,
Yeah, true.
Swede is really at the advantage here.
That's
Yeah.
a good
Well-
point, yeah.
Well, Hero is very confused because he doesn't understand these accents. They're too thick for him.
Do they have a wind mage in the back?
What the?
Oh, true. You'd be all about wind chimes, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
No,
Fish
actually, a
rip-
wind mage would hate wind chimes more than anything else. If you think
Oh.
about it.
Yeah.
What?
Fish
Why? Because
pulls at the name and goes, "Wait a minute."
you're right,
Dives
Fish.
out the window.
And so Murray, I'm assuming, comes out.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
Murray
Thistlewick-
comes out being followed by, a very agitated little golden ball of light that's like zipping around her and very. And she seems distracted. She's older than we last see her. She's dressed up, kind of nice in a yellow dress, maybe put on a little weight, like she's, softened a bit. Not the like lean mean ripping hands off with her mouth machine
What?
we last saw.
Hero just goes to manager, I assume.
Old friend, Thistlewick says, need a big table to discuss. Need a big table. We just took care of the Hydra.
So it's all taken care of then. It's all good. But Murray has barely, spoken when the little golden ball of light has zoomed up in front of Thistlewick. It was them. It's done. It was them. You did it.
Yep. We did it.
Who? How? What happened? Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
Hero kind of leans in towards Angelo. Angelo, it's just me. Can you not understand what they're saying?
No, I can
Ella does
understand
not have a
fine.
southern accent.
Oh no, I meant
He just hates pixies.
no. Hero has lost his hearing
Oh.
from that specific frequency. No, no.
Oh no, that's funny. Hero's like, I can't understand what they're saying. Oh, it's just the accents. It's fine. Then it cuts to Hero's perspective. He just have massive tinnitus. Everything sounds like it's happening 3 buildings away. But yeah, the little fairy, like not even waiting for an answer, zooms up in front of you guys, and it's just like, and oh no shit, yeah, it takes her a minute, Angelo, you recognize her
Actually, been
because you were at school together,
Oh, it's good to see you.
and
again.
then she stops, CJ.
CJ?
See, I brought it back. I used it. I incorporated it.
See,
Does-
He wasn't going by
Felina-
Angelo when Bella last saw him.
Does Felina also just go CJ so they do a weird anime thing where they look at him?
I hated that nickname.
You were called CJ?
Keith Jr.
Oh, right.
Well, you didn't like being called that either.
I don't think abbreviating it was the fix.
But anyway, you did it? You killed the Hydra?
Angelo nods. We sure did.
No, didn't kill the Hydra. Remember.
Yeah. Well, we incapacitated.
Angelo, we didn't murder it.
Sorry,
We
I'm just
almost
having
got
3
murdered.
years worth of school flashbacks and being called CJ. It's Angelo now.
Were you meant to just follow him on the tracks? CJ.
A couple.
It's been calmed down thanks to all of us, really.
Well, here, sit down, have a drink. You'll have to tell us all about it.
Yeah, we have a few things to talk about, Thistlewick says. And anyway, then Thistlewick takes his sword out and he beheads Murray in front of everyone.
Hero just... yeah. No, Hero literally scouts. Whoa, 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 whoa!
It's a
No,
good thing that I have control of Thistlewick and I can do that.
You can make him do whatever.
Wow, he's like a funny man jokester.
No.
So I should ask, is like, just in terms of Murray, is I mean, I can get away with her being kind of distracted, but is Fish still around?
Finch is attempting to like not draw attention to himself and he's trying to back up towards the door.
I'll say Felina's kind of like paying attention to that. I'm not going to do a whole Murray confrontation right now, but
All of
Felina
M's-
is at
all
least,
of M's characters are off in their own world right now.
Right.
Ariana suddenly walks in the door.
Yes. Oh no, it's gonna be like the Emperor's New Groove.
Just a wall of the building is knocked down as the nowhere pulls up, crashes in the door. Everyone starts piling out.
X comes out. X hungry.
And this poll is more divisive than I thought. I put out a Twitter poll whether a wind mage would love or hate wind chimes, and I figured hate, but so far love is winning.
No, they would hate them because it's like, yeah, fancy, we can do that. It's just stealing work from
No,
us.
it's like, if you're constantly giving off wind, the wind chime never fucking ends. It's just gonna be constant.
Oh yeah, you.
You didn't specify that a wind mage would be constantly giving off wind. You know?
It just seems innate.
Hey,
It just seems innate.
giving off wind, eh? So you're saying, Angel just
We can drop that there. That's childish.
indeed.
I like the idea though of wind can be quiet at lower things and it's invisible. People can't it's a good way to like show off that you're making all this wind to people.
I don't know. He's faking it.
Anywho.
Yeah. So you all get a table. Arius turns around and goes, "Fish, where are you going?" "Food. We don't turn down food."
Come on,
Yeah,
you don't-
Fish, what's...
I don't control fish, Neo. You're saying this like,
Yeah,
No,
I know.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I just pause between sentences to allow
Okay.
people time to. I don't.
Everyone,
Yeah, and fish.
Murray blinks. Is that a slur?
And fish
Uh.
immediately just like freezes up and just decides to turn his head down and say, yeah, we don't turn down food. You're right. I'm gonna head to the I just gotta go to the bathroom.
Oh, and in the bathroom, he and
Angelo just turns to Arias and like, is he usually like this in restaurants?
Oh, no, he's usually fine to eat something that he's given that he's usually procuring our food. He's usually happy to eat something someone else has prepared.
weird. Anyways, when he goes into the bathroom, he encounters a powerful rat eating.
I found my own rat in one of these.
True.
Hey, oh, is this the crossover episode?
Like the O'Malley just barging in for no explicable reason. Hey, is this I heard the crossover episode is
I
happening
do
here?
really like that we have in fact heard "Found My Rat" in one of these as a joke in universe in a play.
Yeah.
I made.
I just realized something. So far, only your characters, M's and Snake's characters, make cameos.
Yeah.
My characters are either too just no, or they're not significant enough. Like not
We
to
need
brag on.
Axe to show up and start like downing stuff. Well, your first character left the country.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
true.
He could have made it back in that time, but
That's
Yeah, he
true.
could've.
Want to.
He's busy just living his best life, also showing defeating death
Meanwhile,
in his
I'm
own.
not against running into O'Malley. It's just
Yeah, no, I could see running into O'Malley.
No, I just
ones
find it
are
fun.
harder to run into.
I mean, yeah, no. My thing is like it's obviously all down to Neo. He shouldn't force it. I just find it funny because the circumstances of the stories, your characters are more likely to be encountered.
I mean, the funny thing is as well, considering they're probably still in a group, we can't really run into people from the nowhere unless we run into all of them at once.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And it's like anything we could be doing, it runs into a well, like the no ones are probably more competent than whatever our current party is, Like it's like it makes sense for like someone like Ariana to be like to give a quest or something. Same with O'Malley or
Yeah.
even potentially Murray or Thistlewick. The no ones aren't quest givers; they're quest completers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, I just found it funny. Now we're with characters I genuinely never met, interacted with. This is gonna be fun.
Okay, so Thistlewick, you all sit down at a table. Thistlewick recommends a few things to order.
Oh, what? Like what? What is on the menu? What is on the like? What does Murray serve?
Angelo misunderstands, recommends a few things to order as we should order all of this. No, he doesn't.
Yes. When I was younger,
What? I am gonna say Murray kind of, like whispers to Angelo, like she's gonna go investigate what's happening with Fish. She's curious about this.
Oh my!
And Murray picks Angelo as the one to like approach.
Oh no. Just well, I think Bella's gonna be in the
Did you
scene a
mean
lot more than
Thistlewick?
Murray. What?
Did you mean Thistlewick when you meant she approaches someone to tell them that she's going to go investigate?
Yeah.
Oh no.
bathroom?
Felina tells Angelo, like,
You said
said
Murray.
oh
said
Jesus
Murray.
Christ!
Yeah,
sorry.
This is
yeah.
gonna be good. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be.
M has
That's
three
thanks, yeah,
characters.
she tell. Well, I'm removing at least one of my characters from the scene now. But yeah, Felina is gonna go off and see what Fish is up to. And even Murray, is like has food set down. and is kind of glad. You can tell that Murray is like clearly relieved Bella is distracted by this and is, she has restaurant things to do. She kind of makes her excuses and goes to manage her restaurant on what is presumably a pretty hectic night. So Bella is my character in the scene for the most part.
Yeah, Thistlewick says, so we just to let she looks to Bella and says, essentially all you missed was I and Angelo. It is now, right?
Angelo nods.
Yeah, Angelo and I went and went and held off the Hydra, battered it a bit, kept it distracted and open mouth. And then this one,
An
pointing at
epic
Hero.
struggle, I'm sure.
Yeah, and then this one, pointing at Hero, teleported in with that one, pointing at Scott. He's able to teleport. He used that
Slipstreams.
slipstream, and this one has some sort of shield ability, and they went inside the Hydra's stomach and fished out the shard of the magic crystal that was making it go berserk.
Yeah, I should have seen Scott. He did really great.
I almost died.
But you did.
He did great. He didn't die.
Incredible! That's amazing! Yes, diving down the throat of the beast into its belly to slay it. Well, I guess he didn't kill it, but still, a classic maneuver. One of the best I've employed in the palace of. Wait, is it the Sea King or the Ocean King? The guy we killed. What was his name? Do you remember?
King.
The Sea King.
Sea King.
I did that in the palace of the Sea King against his great snail guardians.
Huh?
This is incredible, and with all the acid that you survived, teleportation. You guys are incredible.
Oh, shucks, but yours sounds interesting. You went down to kill the Sea King? Like an actual king and his army?
Well, Bella kind of, crosses her arms, strikes a triumphant pose, Surely you remember the great mud ocean.
Now called the Thistlewick, Angelo says, just turning and looking
yes.
at Thistlewick with like.
Ella says, I was there. I was part of the party. I was part of Thistlewick's adventuring party when he slew the Sea King. And
amazing.
Cleared the mud ocean, liberated the Thistlewick. Oh, that's kind of confusing saying that like that. But you get my point. I was there. I saw the Sea King fall.
Amazing.
Thistlewick and my master.
It was a good
I just gonna say
it inspired a great deal of jealousy in old Caith.
I'm just gonna say that Hero just has big starry-eyed hearing this. These are actual heroes. He's meeting actual heroes, real life heroes.
Some of the best in the land.
Thistlewick,
the assassin Damien, and my master, Murray. We plunged below the oceans, subdued the Kraken. You see Bella's eyes kind of twitch a bit at that, plowed through his armies, raided his tempo, and I saw the Sea King's head fall.
Sea King.
But still, your adventure sounds amazing. Is this the first you've done? Have you been on more missions and quests before this?
No, I would say this is kind of like my big first one.
Well, we've had a great deal of adventures along the way.
Yeah, true, but it's a big one.
Angelo kind of goes for a few stories like the deluded prince and having to find what he wanted and break the spell, essentially the reality warping spell. He tells the story of traveling with the circus and what went on there. And that's probably going to take a fucking few hours. So Fish is going to be in the bathroom for a minute. He kind of quickly rattles off a few of the quests they've been on along the way. He talks about the kids. He neglects to tell the story of the that night with the mobsters and having to flee town. But
Yeah. You know,
Probably
actually,
you leave out a few details about the Gerwig situation.
I
How
leave out a
sure
few
you're
details about the Gerwig situation and how we all met in a police station at the start.
actually, I will say that is something Bella does at some point directly ask. So, how did you meet?
Oh well, we were pulled together by fate.
As all parties are, Bella nods knowingly, crossing her arms.
I knew that answer would work.
Actually, since I guess this would be taking a while, I doubt whatever Helena's doing with Fish would last this long. So I guess she would probably show back up
I
again
mean,
at
it
some
depends
point
on how
during
quickly
all this.
Angelo was giving like very.
Oh, Bella would be asking for details.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I mean, Helena is still gonna be very in the background in the scene, regardless. But I guess she probably would be showing up at some point during this.
And
She's just not gonna do much.
so there was a prophecy we were following, and our friend here, Hero, was
Prophesized quest, and Bella's eyes are like shimmering in, both awe and some degree of seething jealousy.
yeah, and
Yeah.
our friend Hero here was at the center.
Yeah, I don't want to brag.
It's not something worth bragging about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Silovana at this point just like looks at you, Hero, like
Yeah.
just like does like a little what? Like
Sorry, Hero's mindset. So being in a prophecy,
right.
that's like that's brag worthy. But he
Being
doesn't
in a
want to.
prophecy is incredible.
Well,
It wasn't
the
that great.
circumstances of the prophecy were not the cheeriest.
Yeah.
It's to do with the crystals, Angelo says, kind of turning to Thistlewick. What they're part of a greater whole.
yes. So what exactly is this hole?
Well, I'm trying to put it as best I can, but on the day of the prophecy, it was done so that Arius here could help a friend of his. Is she with us right now? Is like
Yeah, Dominica and
yeah,
Arius are
Dominique.
with-
Yeah, could help Dominica, but there was a warning that something terrible would happen on this date, and we were able to limit the damage. But essentially, an old friend of Hero's who had fallen through to what was it called?
The void.
The void. He had come back with a dark intent.
Yeah.
The crystal was something that came through the void with him and is stirring up trouble wherever it can be found. So we're trying to gather it back up and limit the damage. You can see what it did to the lake. It's affected people wherever it turns up. And currently, Cafe Lombard has a piece and is heading north to the
That
peace
explains
conference.
why the Hydra was so resistant. I tried to subdue it as I did the Kraken, but for some reason it resisted those charms. That would make sense. Still, I suppose I'm glad then I wasn't able to, I was not allowed to defeat the Hydra on my own. I see now this was part of a much larger quest that you are on, and it wouldn't be proper to have this chapter be reduced to a mere footnote that someone else had solved it before you got here.
What fuck? How much copium did she order?
Oh, a ton. No, like, her eye twitches slightly as saying this. Destiny works in mysterious ways, and we may not understand it, but in the end, things have their way of working out as they are meant to.
Yeah, I
So,
guess.
essentially, where we are now, well, we've got to get up north, and well, I do appreciate the generosity, and we're not obviously not going to walk out before we eat, but Hero's family is in danger because
Yeah.
of this.
Yeah. We need.
Hey. And you say your father's going to Emberwell.
To the peace
To the-
talks, it seems, and well, how much do you know about the man? Because I'm sure you
only-
know his stance on the peace talks, on his stance
I've
on what Tenzis ought to be doing.
I've read his stance. I've read his stances, and from his prodding into the school, I know that he's a rather hard-headed and stubborn man.
I've not had it in me to confront him since I left, but I feel it might be a good time to sever myself from that particular part of my past.
Dominica speaks up and says, "Now this next part should stay between all of us for reasons that shall become apparent. But that crystal is made up of both void and," she lowers her voice, "extra dimensional energy."
Extra dimension. What?
And what does this?
You basically know this.
Okay.
It came through. Remember, he gathered it by collecting energy from the dimensional rift that was temporarily opened
Hmm.
through the ritual song.
Yeah, but but Angelo doesn't. He knows what that is, but not where that leads.
Well, it's incredibly, and so Dominica says it means it's incredibly, incredibly potent and capable of altering minds and driving people to some of their most chaotic impulses. You see what it did in the belly of a simple beast, what it can do to the minds of thinking rational individuals, and well, something.
What it did to the children. What Keith is going to presumably do when he arrives in Emberwell.
We should assume that whatever Kate's worst impulse is the one that he will act on,
Well, he'll
and that
wish to
crystal
stir
will
up
power him
conflict
up.
again. Plunge us right back into war, so that's
Can't
what we have
face
to start.
another war. Bella sort of mutters to herself. She seems somewhat shaken by this news.
So
This
we have to get that crystal back. Well, that was already obvious, but with that in mind, no, that worsens it. I thought he would just use it to try and strike a deal, but no, he's going to do so much worse.
Well then, maybe the people of Yuma might have a good solution for you then, since you've done such a good deed for the city. Uh, I can talk to some of the people here and see if there's a faster way to get up to Emberwell.
That would be
Seeing as
appreciated.
the way that they got there, the way that they get there for the conference was different to the way that most people travel to that city.
If you can get us there good and fast, then whatever it is, we'll have to take it. And I appreciate that, thank you.
Yes. Well, for now, enjoy the food, and well, meet me. I'll come fetch you as soon as I know things are in order. And Thistlewick gets up to leave.
Bella kind of, like, seeing Thistlewick, like, flies up to Angelo and Hero. It's everyone else, but mostly those two who she has identified as, like, the most cool and, heroic of the party. And just kind of after a moment, this quest you're on, it's imperative you must succeed. I don't I don't want to intrude, but do you think you may need help? With, like, clear, utter, like, terrified desperation, in her eyes.
I mean, help is always helpful, I guess.
We went to the same school. This is what we were trained to do, right?
I'm veteran of 4 adventuring parties. I swear to you, and, kind of stops. I do have to talk to someone, but just, I want to offer you any help I can. And then she kind of flies off to the back of the restaurant for a bit.
She was always energetic and always looking for a way to prove herself. I don't think
Yeah,
it would have. Angelo just turns to her. I don't believe it would matter if we say no. It will only
Yeah,
matter if the head says no.
yeah, exactly.
yeah. Felina does just kind of look. Yeah, what's her damage? She seems a couple screws loose.
Well, you know how Hero really wants to be a hero?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's further along. She's much further back along the same path, but a lot more eager.
What's that?
Her stature does her no favors, Sylvana says,
Y-
taking another bite.
Yeah, I
Oh
have
wait,
trouble
how small
seeing.
is he? How small is
But
she?
Bella is 12 centimeters.
Damn, she's small.
But
That sounds big, actually. Maybe she was a bit smaller than that. Might be a. No,
But-
maybe that's right. I don't know.
pixies do possess great magic, though she is hesitant to use it. She. Angelo laughs, realizing she wants to prove herself without it. Oh god, did I pick that up from her?
Oh wow, yeah, no, this is sound. Well, at least you're not, the size of like my finger, but
Yeah, I'm just realizing it's a little bit unfair that I took that when I didn't quite have this. Oh, sod it.
no,
Point-
I did hear, she kind of like brushed off at one point, subdued a kraken, and I guess they brought her out for the Hydra. That must be there must be some magic going on involved there, unless she's a hell of a lot stronger than she looks.
Well, I suppose we'll all find out if she gets to come along with us.
You do hear more yelling from in back, and more of that wind chime sound.
That's.
Oh yeah, did we wanna cover what Felina found out going after fish?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little flashback.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So-
Felina, just sort of tails him, sees where he's going. Does he actually go to the bathroom or try and slip out,
He does go to the bathroom, and he
Yeah.
just sort of like stands in front of the door, just sort of hiding his face for a bit as he's trying to think about something.
Yeah, Felina shows up and says, "So I take it this is what you were worried about."
Hell. Yeah, he looks around and just goes, yep.
I take it has to do with the Mrs. Fish we saw out front.
Don't call her that, please.
Oh dear.
Her name is Gil. Or was Gil.
The only one we know with sorry, Mrs. Dubois, I assume.
Like, where that came from.
So is this is this like a spurned lover scenario, like you knocked someone up and ran, or
Whistles at that. Says, "Mm, uh, well, I'd rather. It's a confrontation I'd rather avoid having, I guess."
I could get you out of here.
Could you?
You know me. I'm, breaking and entering and exiting without being seen is what I do. And I can trade bodies. I could swap with you, get out of here, and you could just walk out of this room in my body. No one's the wiser.
Well, the problem is if she sees my body.
Oh, I can make sure she doesn't see that.
Mm,
Trust me, no one will. If I take over and get out of here, not a soul will see your body until you are well and truly hidden away.
And we can just tell the others that I was stuck in the toilet.
Right, whatever you want.
I got my foot stuck in the toilet.
Maybe you picked up something nasty from Bile Deep and, we're sick. Who knows?
Yeah. Let's go ahead and do that. I appreciate that.
Oh, I didn't tell you what I want.
Oh,
So, this seems a bit juicy, whatever you're trying to avoid. I guess I could just, look in your mind, possessing your body and find out, but blackmail's more fun.
do I really gotta say?
I'd enjoy it a lot. I mean, I could always just leave you stranded in the bathroom. Maybe even tell the staff, something's going on back here. They should probably come check it out.
Don't do that. Oh, yeah. Listen, all right. She's that Murray. She's he like lowers his head a bit, then lowers his voice and says, "She's my cousin."
Okay. So, family drama or.
Home.
Oh no, fish.
we was very closer than our families would have liked us to be.
Oh, don't tell me I was right about the spurned lover thing.
Mm.
Yeah, that silence answers that question.
Sweet
Well,
home
anyway,
Alabama.
she ran out, and I had to also run out, and we just never really saw each other again until I heard about her making some waves as part of an adventuring party, and
I guess she made the
eventually
most waves.
setting up shop here, whereas I was just kind of a vagabond for a while.
Then the circus picked you up?
Yeah, back when I was well, just sort of lost in the scrap heap.
So when was this about that you left? How long has you've been on the run for? Like, when's the last time you saw her, I guess is my question.
Oh, geez, that'd be about uh 5, 6 years ago,
I
coming up
think
on
5 years. Yeah. Helena kind of, whistles. Oh, yeah. Alright, well, I'll get you out of here, as promised. Yeah, I can see why you might want to avoid, and don't worry. She taps her nose. Secret safe with me. You ready to do this, then?
Yeah. Yes, please.
Alright. So yeah, Helena, puts her hand on his forehead, swaps bodies. I assume we don't have to roll for this since he's
No.
cooperating. Yeah. Alright, and then she just says, alright, you just head on back out there, rejoin the table or whatever, and or do whatever. This shouldn't take me too long, just a few minutes, and once I've got you, well and good away, I'll you'll just feel like you're getting pulled out of your head, and then you'll be back in your body.
Should be good. That all right. Thank you.
Well, get going, and oh god, I'm slipping into the southern accent, Jesus Christ. Well, get going, and good luck. But so yeah, once he's gone, I have Schrodinger's wizard. If no one can see you, you can step out anywhere else within near range as long as no one can see that either. So Helena can just step out onto the roof and then onto another rooftop, and she's just she's gone from the room next time someone looks in this
Right.
body.
Gotcha.
And I guess she's just gonna make her way back to the campsite. There is some part of her that's kind of tempted to just walk into the restaurant in this body, but she is nowhere near cruel enough to do that.
He gave her the goods, so
Yeah, no. And that was a bluff about telling the restaurant staff. She wouldn't do that. She would just wash her hands of it, not interfere if he wasn't willing to tell her, but she'll hold up her end of the deal. Yeah. And so, yeah, I guess when Felina first walked up to the party, presumably that was actually Fish briefly, and then, Felina took the body back over. But there you go. Cool.
Alrighty. So you guys go ahead and you're enjoying the meals.
Felina's eating a lot of fish and crab.
Yeah, what do they serve here? Just curious.
It's very similar to a lot of Cajun food. You got a lot of jambalaya, you got, gumbos, fish stews, just fried fish, a
Oh,
lot of
I like
steamed
the
seafood,
fish.
stuff like that.
Hero likes the fish. Reminds him of home.
Guess Angelo goes for a gumbo.
It's probably quite a bit spicier than, what most of you would be useful. But, it's still toned down a bit for, like, the Yuma people.
Does Marie literally have the thing of, I think I've seen a picture of it, a white person that orders the spicy and they just spicy food, white people.
Oh, no, Murray's, like, Cajun coded. You kidding?
Oh no, I meant like when white people orders,
Oh, right.
spicy for them is like pathetic.
Yeah, no, she's probably had to tone down a lot of her recipes for the populace of Yuma.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, Hero enjoys the food a lot.
Nice.
This is great.
And not everything's spicy. You can get just like, crab. Like fucking Konosuba, like just the big old tasty crab. Elena would be all about that. Yeah, I guess last you heard though was like, there was more yelling. And eventually, I guess, what? What's the best way to do this? Yeah, I guess Bella just after a while, if nothing else happens, comes back out to the party. Like her glow's a bit less bright. And she's moving a lot less zippy, like a lot more slow and sulky again. And just kind of, sheepishly comes out, sits down on the table, sighs, has a bit of a drink before saying, "Sorry, but it looks like I can't offer my adventuring services to assist."
Why does she keep you here?
And then, Bella says, "Oh, well, you'll see in a couple minutes. I got a bit of a responsibility here." And, like, almost on cue, you see a little, like, 5-year-old come running out, from, in back, just running up to Bella, like, calling after her. And just, Bella does brighten up for her and go, turn around, like, "Hey, Roulette, how you doing?" And is just, like, babysitting her, essentially, like, helping to take care of her. And eventually, after a couple minutes, she tells her to go back see her mom and stuff. Bella's like, "Look, Murray had that kid, Roulette's, turning 5 soon. And, she had that kid, not long after, found out she was pregnant after she finished adventuring, and, she was on her own, didn't have anyone else, and I mean, I've tried adventuring, but I don't know, Murray needs my help around the place. There's no one else really to help raise the kid around here, and I guess I'm as good with kids as I am an adventurer, but just with, it was especially bad with the war, Murray was concerned and wanted me as protection for Roulette. So here I am. And, I mean, I understand. Don't get me wrong, I love that kid. The last thing I'd want to do is, leave her in danger. And I know she misses me whenever I do go off on an adventure or something. It's just, I don't know. I guess someday she'll be old enough, But Bella's, like, clearly not. She's trying to, like, hold herself together. is trembling a bit, but one of these days, I'll be able to go off on my own and not have to worry about, getting back home to take care of the kid.
One of these days.
She's a great kid. And, I'm super happy to raise her. And just, like I said, it's destiny. Destiny that I'm gonna be an adventurer and have songs written about me, and nothing can stop destiny. Speaking of songs, and Bella sort of pounds her fist on the table, you call this a celebration for an adventure well done? You defeated the Hydra. We need more drinks, more food, there should be more music. Come on, you guys did great. This is an important part of the adventure. Your legend can't grow if there aren't songs, and we need some music. And, Bella kind of flies off and, yells at the kitchen to bring out some more drinks and sort of like that. She wants to turn this into more of a classic carousal situation and is trying to focus on doing that instead of...
I hope this isn't going on your tab, Angelo says, just looking at Thistlewick.
Thistlewick left, remember?
Oh, he did,
Oh.
damn. I hope
Yeah.
this isn't going on Thistlewick's tab, Angelo says to himself.
Meanwhile, Hero is just scoffing down food. He really likes it.
Oh, I'm glad you found something you like, Hero.
I think he needs it, after everything is going on. He'll need it.
I think she's enjoying herself, though. I don't know.
You do see also, after arranging the thing, you do see Bella playing with, this little 4-year-old, and, Bella does seem to be sincerely having fun, playing with this 4-year-old, keeping her entertained and whatnot. She even brings the 4-year-old over at one point and, is telling her she's already, romanticized the story a little bit. She's added a lot of details that she wasn't there to see and stuff like that, but is explaining to Roulette the daring adventures that you guys have been on. Ooh, one little detail too. Bella even, she once, partying a bit more, she does drag Angelo specifically, probably Hero and, whoever else too, but especially Angelo to see, kind of over, there's this place of prominent where there's several photos, or not photos, but, paintings and some rougher sketches pinned to the wall that show various, adventuring parties. And most prominently, there's one of a younger Thistlewick before he founded the school, a cloaked assassin, Damien, and a younger, much more roughly dressed Murray with, a glowing ball of light on her shoulder, posing with some of the, riches and treasures retrieved from the Sea King's underwater palace. And just showing up, and, there's also, a photo of her with, a spellsinger elf and a skeleton and a talking sword. There's a couple others with her in it too and all of them she explains how she recruited these people and what they did and how it kind of petered out and didn't go anywhere, but kept on trying. And giving little, stories of where each of them are now. She actually still works for Murray, running security. Oh, this one died, right after leaving the party, not even something adventuring, just caught a bad fever. That was a shame, And just going through each of them, telling the stories.
Waiting for her real life to begin.
Yeah.
It's like that fucking. Nah, I'm not going there.
Oh, I forgot. When the kid comes out, Murray, Jesus Christ, Felina's eyebrows, practically shoot off the top of her head. Yeah, that's the moment she asks, how old did you say that kid was? And, then just kind of does the math in her head. Interesting.
I'll be right back. Actually, just give me a moment.
Yeah, can you fully ask?
If you're thinking Hero is eating.
Yeah. Flames asked Bella, oh, so, the kid, you said Marie's a single mom. What about the father? And Bella just kind of shrugs. Oh, it was, someone, Marie, from her adventuring days before I met her. Even, I don't know there was nothing particularly interesting from what she said. Just someone she met. She said it was celebrating after a successful adventure and not someone who would want to be involved or it would be practical to involve. She's kind of gone back and forth on exactly why, but I guess that's none of my business really. And just again Felina's eyebrows rocketing off her head, trying to keep a straight face.
And then Angelo just smacks her in the back of the head. None of yours either.
I'm not. My curiosity is quite satisfied. I don't really have any questions about this. Might be some of certain people's business, but not mine.
Uh-huh.
Bella gets pretty drunk as the night keeps on going. Like she keeps on insisting on more drinks for you guys.
I think Angelo is
Felina's
like
definitely
nursing.
not.
I think
Yeah.
Angelo is nursing one throughout like the entire evening.
No, yeah, Bella's like, very much trying to force the party atmosphere. She like cannonballs into like a thing of ale or whatever. She is drinking and and eating a ton, encouraging people to eat and drink and celebrate more. I mean, she's not like failing. It's not like this awkward, stifled atmosphere. Like Bella's gotten pretty good at like getting people hyped up with a celebration or something. She's done this a lot, and
Yeah, other
this
people in the
is
restaurant are joining in.
she's helping spread the legend of Angela Elgato and Hiro Hasagawa
And Scott.
and these other people.
Don't forget Scott was integral.
Yeah. Oh no, and Scott. Yeah. And Scott Silvana didn't do jack shit or Felina. We don't care about the women in this party. Or Kochi. Kochi's still here. She also didn't do anything.
Dominica held up the magical barrier
That's true.
that
Yeah.
kept everyone. That kept
She kept
That
it
kept
at
the
bay for
Hydra in
ages
one place,
before we
yeah.
just rolled in.
Hero brings up like, oh yeah, also how about fish? You need to include fish in this story. So Murray probably does come out and talk to greet the party, apologizes, she comes out. I apologize for being short, just I've had a lot going on with trying to take care of the kid, and I mean you met Bella. She tells me she knew you talking to Angelo.
Oh yes, we were classmates for a time.
Yeah, that one's Bella's a good kid, and definitely one of the bravest, nicest people I've known, but she does not take being told no well. But
Angelo is thinking he doesn't want to say. Well, what he's thinking is you'll eventually want to let her go free, but also he can't really make himself say that. She's
Alright.
got a lot she could bring to the world, and I hope one day she'll be able to.
Don't I know it? Look, all being told, my adventuring days weren't too long, but they were They were fun while they lasted, and I like to think I was pretty good at it, but that girl has some of the most potential of anyone I've ever seen, but I don't know. I take it none of you have kids.